very
Oh.
successful.
Did you see the spell of unbreakable madness I casted on those orcs?
What?
It's from that movie.
Nah, I don't remember. I watched too many, and I watched that a long time ago.
All right, we're live.
I'm resting the phone on my birthday present, which is a scratch-off poster top 100 movies, which I still have to start scratching off. Yeah.
So you got to scratch one and watch one.
Yeah, exactly. But I think I'm gonna scratch off about 85 of them to begin.
Sick. Gang. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Fucking this is the 4G Audio Podcast, and I'm Styles the Prophet.
I'm B Show.
And I'm Jonesy.
And tonight we got a special. Tonight we got a special episode. I just want to say thanks for doing this with us. I also want to
thank you for having me.
Say one thing too, man, is thank you for doing what you do, because I remember being young and I was able to listen to rap on the fucking radio, and like that was crazy to me, man. That shit was crazy. So if you guys don't know already, this is DJ Ducats from CKCU. I remember it as the Peaceful Journey. Yeah. And then it went to the Journey, right?
The New Journey.
Okay, and then now it's the Star Wars.
And now it's Star Wars, yeah. I'm even thinking about changing it again, but I'm debating on changing it to maybe back to Peaceful Journey, because I think most people know it as Peaceful Journey, and I didn't start Peaceful Journey. They like allowed me to become a member of it and become a part of it, and I think I maybe want to honor that. But anyways, I'm thinking about that, or I don't know, something to do with boom bap. Because I play boom bap, I don't play the new stuff.
No,
but I'm
an
older guy, so.
Mm-hmm. Well, and like, man, I remember I would have been like 12 years old or something like that. And my one of my buddies, he found the show, and he's like, "Yo, man," he's like, "There's this rap show every Friday or whatever, right?" So he'd start recording it on a tape, and we'd listen to it all the time. So we'd have all the in-between shit and not just the song. So we were just listening to the radio that we like taped or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I remember the first time too, he had what do they call it? Deuce. He had Deuce on the show.
Oh wow. Yeah. I was just thinking about those guys the other day.
I've been wondering, like, are they still around or what?
I don't know them that well. My memory's telling me I saw one of them in a little video clip or something, but I never really kept up with them, unfortunately. You know what it might have been? It might have been hiphopcanada.com. I'll bet you anything, if you go to hiphopcanada.com, you'll see something from Deuce. Well, it won't be Deuce. It'll be the individual members, I think. Because I don't know the full story, but I'm guessing that they split, and I think one of them as a solo artist still does quite a bit of stuff. But I'm guessing. I don't know.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'll have to try and track them down or some shit. But no, man. So how are things with you, man?
Yeah, things are good. I mean, probably like you guys. Sometimes good, sometimes bad.
Yeah, true.
Ain't that the truth?
It's up and down. So,
have you been doing?
Yeah, I'm just working and maintaining, living, and I'm still doing what I've always done. Just going through new music and sorting out, okay, what do I like, what don't I like? All the stuff that I don't like gets pushed aside, and then the stuff that I do like, I play on the show. So keep it simple.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Were you able to go into the studio during all this stuff, or you do it from home?
Well, last year when everything went upside down, Carleton University shut the doors, I think, first, which automatically shut the doors to CKCU. CKCU then in turn, like management in turn, took like I think it was like three months. I don't know exactly how long, but they took a few months where they were just figuring out, okay, what are we going to do? And then 3 months or 4 months or whatever later, they turned around and emailed everybody at CKC, like all the people that do shows, and they said, okay, you guys going to do shows from home, start sending them in. And that's exactly what happened. I just started recording again and sending them the show to upload. So that's more or less what's happening. So it hasn't changed. I'm still doing it from home. I mean, it's easy for me. I got the impression it wasn't easy for a lot of people because a lot of people did it from the station, but I've been recording from home different things for a long time. Okay. So it was easy transition for me. So I just recorded home, throw the vocals over top of my mixes, and then send it in, and they air it on Fridays 8 till 10 p.m. and then it gets posted up on demand as well.
Nice. Okay. Nice. So then you're recording it. Do you edit it all then?
Yes and no. I record my mix and then I'll stop, but then I'll go on and record my vocals after. I don't do my vocals live, but I'm not really saying too much at the moment anyways. I'm just doing an intro and an outro. Thanks for tuning in, and then thanks for listening. So no, there's not much editing. I do pretty much the same way I would if it was live in the studio. Because I pre-record, I might fix a couple of little mistakes, but usually that's on purpose. Like if I'm recording for say 10, 20 minutes and then I screw something up, I'll purposely, just stop, rewind, okay, keep it going. Like I have my little tricks and ways of making it easy for myself. But for the most part, no, I've practiced and I still practice to the point that, I can do it live or I can record. It's the same thing almost. So rarely do I stop and have to fix a mistake.
Yeah. Okay. Sometimes I'll do just little clips or whatever, but I'll record them. And then afterwards, I'm like, oh, there's that one part where I hesitated or something, or little things. And I'm like, I want to cut it out, but I just leave them because I want it to be all one shot, one take. But it's do I go and redo it because I just fucked up that little part, or do I cut it out, or do I just post it or whatever? So I couldn't imagine doing that with a big show like that, right?
I think it boils down, and that's dope that you do that. I agree. I think it makes it sound more authentic, more genuine if you leave in the ahs and ums to a degree, and the mistakes and so forth. You just leave them, let it ride. If it's a major mistake, then okay, yeah, because it's pre-recorded. Well, why not? There's nothing fake about trying to give to people a good performance, a good quality product.
Yeah, true.
But when you start making too many edits, then it's obvious.
Yeah, true. So how long have you been doing it anyways? I guess for a bit, I would have been, I would have been 12 the first time I heard of it. So
it depends. It depends how you look at it or think about it. I've been doing, I started doing Peaceful Journey in 1998.
That would have been whenever I found it.
Right around, okay. So yeah, I was doing it in 1998, but before that, I did another show called The Flavor Zone, which was the Flavor Zone featuring the Blunted Dummies. That was DJ Trevor Walker's show. And he had a bunch of hosts, and they ended up kind of being nicknamed the Blunted Dummies.
I like that.
But when Trevor the way I remember it, Trevor kind of got fed up with hip hop when Biggie and Tupac were sort of at their climax, their peak. He just didn't like what was going on with hip hop, and he backed out of the show. Well, we knew one of the Blunted Dummies, so we stepped in and started DJing for a little bit. So that goes back to 95. And then, I mean, before that, I was younger, and I was doing different things, and I helped Tom Green with his show a little bit.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah,
I
cool.
did Jeep Beats, which, I mean, DJ Rude Boy, I have the utmost respect for. He was doing that for a long, long time before we changed the name to the New Journey, and Rude Boy came on the show and was doing it with me. We did it for a number of years. So yeah, it goes way, way back. If you include high school, I've been doing radio since 1989.
Holy shit. So you're doing radio in high school?
They had like I don't know what you call it. Like they had like a mock, they had a fake radio station. They built a booth, and they had a bunch of vinyl or 45s donated, and they had some equipment, a mixer, a couple turntables, and it just broadcast throughout the school. So you went in, you know, in the morning or on a break or something like that after school, and then you DJ'd, you did your radio show for, you know, however long, half hour, I can't remember now. And back then I was already into music and DJing, so it was a no-brainer that, oh, okay, I'm gonna go do that too. So yeah.
Oh, that's cool. It's like this. It's like you see that in fucking movies and shit, or like on TV. But I've never had that in like real life. You know, like fuck, that's cool though, man. So you've been in this for a minute, then. You've been fucking, what do you call it? Searching the crates or whatever.
Digging the crates. Yeah.
Or crate digging. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, no, I got into it such a long time ago. Yeah, I can't believe how much time's gone by.
pretty well my whole life.
Yeah, almost
28 years.
Oh wow.
I mean, I'm 92, baby. So
92.
Yeah, Jesus. I'm 92. So
I think that's right around when I probably met Tom Green and them.
Yeah, that's cool. So you helped on his show, like the Tom Green show? No.
Say again. Not what was that?
So you helped on his show, like the Tom Green show?
You're probably talking about the TV show.
Yeah.
No, back then when I moved to Ottawa in 91, and the first thing I did was I started searching through the radio dial, and I found on Friday nights, midnight till 2, hip hop. And back then there was no internet, so if you found something on the radio and it was hip hop, well, you just listened to it. Anyways, it turned out it was 3 guys. It was 1 DJ and 2 MCs on the mic on this radio show, and it was called The Rap Show. And it was Tom Green, Greg Campbell, and Jordy. DJ. It was Pin, Bones, and DJ Signal. It was organized rhyme. They were doing that show. Anyway, a couple years went by, and I think Greg left, and so did George, so did the DJ, so did Signal. And that's when the show changed to the Midnight Caller. And the Midnight Caller was rumored to be the #1 talk show in the city. It was Tom Green. And this was before anybody knew Tom. But it was crazy. Anyway, it was the same kind of deal. I knew someone that knew Tom, and he called me up one day and said, "Oh, Tom needs a hand doing calls, screening calls," because basically the premise of the Midnight Caller was people would call in just to go on the air and talk to Tom. But usually Tom would just razz them and bug them and make fun of them and make jokes, and it was just madness. And anyways, he needed people to screen calls because a lot of people used to call in and they'd yell and scream. So, okay, hang up. Well, CHUO had 4 lines. And when I started going down there to screen calls, with Dave, my boy Dave, who we DJ, we came up together. All 4 lines would light up at like 10 to midnight, 10 to 12. And all 4 lines lit up until 2 a.m. It was crazy. So that's awesome. Why I tended to believe that rumor that this was the #1 talk show. He was creating a big buzz in hindsight. And anyways, we just used to, anybody yelling, we'd hang up on them. Anybody that sounded half serious, we'd leave them. And he'd end up putting some of them on the air. So
that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, awesome. So that was back in the days when I met them. When I met Tom, what did he do? He stuck out his hand and he says, "Hi, I'm Tom." So I shook his hand, stopped shaking his hand. He sticks his hand out again and he says, "I'm the Reverend Tom Green." Like, what is up with this guy? He was on, you knew he was on a next level. You could just tell. He just had this presence about him. I know it's after the fact, but I swear to God, back then, you just knew there was something up with this dude. He was just always elevating, and he was different, Anyway,
that's cool, man. Show. I actually didn't know that, man. That's cool. I didn't know he had a show. First of all, like a radio show, but second, I didn't know that you helped him with it. Obviously, that's cool, man.
A little bit, yeah. If you can get your hands on any rap shows, those were fun. Those were fun because they were playing just the dopest hip hop at that time, and then in between once in a while when they'd go on the air, Tom was they were crazy. They would just do different things that you wouldn't hear, and it was just entertaining. It was genuinely entertaining. It was silly, but it was entertaining. I remember hearing one show, and Lethal Weapon 3 had just come out. They got their hands on the score to Lethal Weapon 3, and they were playing just that orchestra, the violin. They were playing the score between hip-hop music, but they'd go on and they'd talk over top of it. And I remember Tom, he kept saying to Greg, he says, "Oh, you remember my girlfriend Julie?" And he's like, "Yeah." And kind of you could hear in his voice, he's like, "Where the fuck is he going with this?" And he just, I don't know. It was just crazy. I'm sorry, I'm telling a bad story, but it was just crazy, the stuff that they used to do on there. It was silly. I have like 1 or 2, 3 tapes somewhere of the rap show. So
I was actually gonna ask you if you had any access to shit like that.
I'll look and try and find, and I'll send you a link. Apparently Tom posted a bunch of stuff, but I never actually went and found the links that he posted to hear them. But yeah, I've been very tempted to play some of those shows on my show. But of course, it's CHUO, CKCU. We're talking 30 years ago. So.
Oh, yeah. Shit. No, that's cool, though, man. That's sick.
That was a cool story.
But obviously, you're big on that boom bap type shit, I definitely get that, or I've always gotten that vibe from your shows and shit. But like, what's some of your favorites? Like, what's your fucking, like, cheesy question, but what's your favorite, like, fucking boom bap, like, old school rappers and shit?
Oh, hands down, Gangstar.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Gangstar Guru is the king, man. And I found, like, Premier's beats and shit like that, just, there's so much put into them. Like, he's like, and you can tell it's his beat, everything, like, you can hear the sounds and shit, but at the same time, I feel like he goes out of his way to, like, put in that extra work to make the beat do what he wants, Oh, man, I always quote fucking Guru on so many different occasions, like, just like in a conversation talking about something, talking about life or like whatever, and I'll be like, wait, Guru says blah blah blah, like this line. I do that with any rap really, but Guru's the one that comes up in the most. Is like the one big line I remember from him that I'll fucking die with is It's from Moment of Truth, and he says, "Actions have reactions. Don't be quick to judge. Some people, or you don't know the hardships people don't speak of," or something like that. And I'm like, "Oh, that's hard. Like, I like that." But yeah, no, man, fucking. Actually, one of my buddies put me on that. Like, I like fucking. He didn't have any older brothers or any older siblings at all, and I had older brothers show me old school rap and shit like that. And then, fucking. I showed this guy all kinds of rap and stuff, right? But then he come back to me, he showed me like, Gangsta, he showed me like Rakim, Mos Def, shit like that, where I didn't really pick that up from my brother. I picked up like Wu-Tang and Mobb Deep and like shit like that. Yeah. But so it's funny that I introduced my buddy to rap and he comes back to me with all these like fucking like sick artists and shit. But that was one of them was Gangsta. I'm so glad you said that though. Fucking.
Oh, I absolutely love Gangsta. It was the rap show that I heard Step in the Arena. And from there, I was just totally addicted. Are you guys still there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I got an image.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I heard Step in the Arena, and then I went back to Southern Ontario where I used to live to visit some people. And when I was at my friend's house, I was in the basement, and I could hear upstairs on the second level that Step in the Arena track. And I stopped dead. I went all the way upstairs, and his sister's friend was there, and he was playing it. And I said, that's the Gangstar? And I said, I love this. I just heard. He says, yeah, I got the album. You're taping it for me. I gave him a blank tape. He dubbed the whole thing for me. And then I think a week later, it was my birthday, and I went and bought it for my birthday. Or I think my family bought it for me. I had that CD in my CD player for a year straight on repeat. I used to go to bed and put it on. I'd wake up at 3 a.m. and I'd hear tracks. It'd be Gangstar, Step in the Arena album. It's crazy.
The soundtrack to your life.
I loved Gangstar. I still love Gangstar. I had the honor of meeting Guru before he passed. He was really, really dope. He was chill. I didn't speak to him very much, but he was really, really cool. I was hoping to meet Primo, but I was able to stand I think 3 feet away from him and watch him spin. Did you go to heaven to see him spin when he was here? No. I think it was heaven. Anyway, he was here a number of years ago, and I got right up close and I watched him spin for 2-3 hours or something like that, and then I had to go. But yeah, it was dope. It was good.
Fuck, that'd be crazy, man. He's insane, man.
Yeah.
But I know I'm pretty sure he came to Ottawa at some point in the last little bit, but he was like, I'm pretty sure he was like with somebody, like he was DJing for them or something like that. Like it was like a live show.
Not even sure. Yeah.
It would have been a few years ago or something anyways. Oh, yeah. But yeah, I never ended up going. I just wanted to see him like spin his shit. It makes me think of, just because you're talking about standing watching him fucking spin and shit, it makes me think of this song. Forget who sings. I think it's Ugly Duckling. Einstein's Taken Off, and it's like I'll find it and send it to you if I can. Okay. But it's like he's rapping about the like DJ and shit, right? Einstein's like the DJ, so he's rapping about the DJ, and he's like. One time the crowd got hyped and bumped the table from behind, and the needle never skipped. I said that all backwards. Like the needle never skipped. Well, it did one time. The fans got hyped and bumped the table from behind, or whatever. And that just made me think of that. I was just thinking you're standing behind the table, fucking DJ Premier going, you know.
Yeah, nice.
But that's an old school joint. I'll send you that if I can find it. I remember for a while.
Yeah, cool, please.
I was trying to find it. Ugly Duckling. That's like probably the only song I fucking know from them. But
I can't even remember.
Good old school shit, you know. But yeah, see, like I grew up on that like Wu-Tang shit and like like I said, like Mobb Deep and stuff like that, MOP and like whatever. But a lot of that New York boom bap type shit.
Yeah.
That's
like I love that stuff. I mean, I like some of the Southern stuff. I like some of the West Coast, but I don't know. the East Coast boom bap, that just kind of spoke to me.
Yeah. Fucking right though, and I like it all too, man. Like I'll give everything a chance. I do like that old like West Side, like those sounds and shit, you know, and like the even too like it just gives you that good vibe and shit. But I still I'm boom bap to the core. Like I said, that's like my roots and shit. That's what I grew up on. No,
For sure.
Sorry. Shit, man. Too many things going on here. Sorry, man. My bad.
Okay. No problem.
But do you DJ live? Like, do you do like shows and shit like that?
What do you mean?
Like
in
like
venues?
Yeah.
No, I mean I haven't for a long time. Oddly enough, like I hadn't been doing much, but I was supposed to do something at what's the arcade? Bank Street.
Shit. House of Targ, yeah.
So I was supposed to spin there. And I went there on Monday or Tuesday to check in, and we're doing this on Friday or Saturday. And I think I went there on a Thursday or Wednesday or something like that. And the very next day he messaged me and he's like, "No, we got to cancel it because of COVID." So this was like 1 year ago. I think it was February or March or something like that. And no, he messaged me the very next day and just said, "Nah, this whole COVID, this, crisis, whatever he called it at the time." He said, "No, we got to cancel." Otherwise I was supposed to spin there. No, I did tons of stuff back in the day, but then it all kind of came to an end, but it just got quiet. And I stopped doing so much. But I said to a lot of people, I think I pigeonholed myself because I stuck to my guns, and I stayed with the boom bap and all that so much that I couldn't do clubs. I wasn't playing the mainstream stuff. So so I was fortunate enough that they would book me a lot to do concerts, and I got booked, I think, for almost every boot camp concert that came to town, which was awesome. It was dope. All of them were great, but I definitely got booked to do a lot of concerts, so much as club venues. I wasn't really doing too many of those unless it was a 90s night. Did you guys go to Tuesdays at Barristers?
No. What was that?
No, you didn't do that? I guess maybe it must have ended a little bit before your time, just around, when maybe you guys were going out. But DJ Frame, John Deck, him and another dude, I'm blanking on his name at the moment. No disrespect to him, but anyway, they started doing this thing at on Spark Street, and it was just like around the corner from Parliament Hill, and it was every Tuesday evening, and all they would play was boom bap. They'd play old school 90s, some new stuff, and it was packed every single week, but only in the summertime because it was outdoors. It was a patio party, but it was packed every single week during the summer. Eventually they moved it around the corner because I have a feeling the license for the patio, I don't think it was all kosher, but I'm guessing. I think that what happened was there was too many people coming onto the patio, and then they expanded it on their own, and they didn't legally do it. And I have a feeling that's why it got shut down. But shortly after that, they started doing it again around the corner at this place called Parliament Pub, which was directly across the street from Parliament Hill. It was it was packed every Tuesday. And all they play is real hip hop, boom bap, and, whatever. I was there one night DJing, and I swear I dreamt this, but I didn't. I think Souls of Mischief were in town, but I still think I'm making this up for some reason. I swear Souls of Mischief were in town, and I was DJing at Parliament Pub one night, and there used to be people behind us all the time, which was fine. We DJ, and there were people behind us. And I queued up my next record, and I turned to my left, and I swear one of Souls of Mischief was right there. And I had to do like a double take. And I looked at him, and I pointed at the record, and I said, "Can you intro it?" And he said, "Yeah," and he did. The record I queued up was 93 Till Infinity. It was a complete fluke. He was standing behind me. I swear he introed the record, but I still feel like because so much time's gone by and so many beers, I feel like maybe I'm making it up, but I swear he was there. Anyway,
that's a good tune too, man. That's actually, again, my buddy that put me on. Like, I put him on rap. He put me on a bunch of shit. That's I remember him putting me on that too.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
93
Fuck,
yeah, that was big. That was big.
Yeah, I do that too sometimes, where I tell a story or something like that. I'm like, man, I don't know if like I made that part up, or like, you know, or if it did happen. Like, I know that I asked him, I just don't know if he did it or not, or like.
I don't think. Nah, I swear to God that's what happened. Because I talked to him afterwards, and I said, you know, blah blah blah, and he said, "Oh, this is unbelievable. This is amazing." He said something like that. I said, "Oh, why do you say it that way?" He says, "Because we're directly across the street from your government's, you know, houses of parliament. You would never ever be able to do this in America, in Washington, across the street from the White House. They would never allow it."
True that.
It's unbelievable. It's amazing. And you literally turned your head and you were looking at the Parliament buildings. And it was Tuesday evening and you're playing hip hop and looking at Parliament. It was pretty crazy. And he really put that into perspective for me.
I never really thought of that, man, because if you think about it, and that would never happen at the White House, man, or like near the White House, like
no, ever, never, ever. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, well, the States, you probably would have a riot.
Yeah,
at least that's what I think I heard.
The peanut gallery spoke. Oh shit, no, that's crazy, man. So then at the same time too, you've seen like a lot of shit go down in Ottawa throughout the like years in the hip-hop scene and shit like that, so you've probably seen like all kinds of shit come and go. Like you said, the place with the patio, and they moved to the other place and shit like that. You ever hear about that hip-hop karaoke shit?
I think I was supposed to participate a lot more in that than I did. I never really did. I kept seeing DJ So Nice. I think he was doing that with Atherton and maybe some other people. I can't remember now.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't participate in that so much. They kept asking me to come. I think I went once when I was at Live Lounge, but I think that might have been before it was like the regular weekly hip hop karaoke thing.
Oh yeah,
they did one at Live Lounge, but no, I didn't. I think that's when I was on a downslow. I was like, okay, I've done too much, because I used to go out like almost every single night and just try and show my face and stay involved. Because I wanted to, I loved it, but it became a little tough, you know. So. Why? What happened? Tell me.
Wow, fuck. Actually, I was gonna say nothing, but no, like it's just a pretty cool scene and shit. We only showed up to the one, but I was pretty high on some mushrooms. So we had an awkward scene, so we ended up just leaving and shit.
Get out of there.
Yeah, but no, I was actually supposed to perform the one time, and then something came up. We didn't end up getting to go, but it just seems like cool scene now. It seems like pretty sick, because they even have like, they'll announce like, oh, like Kanye West is gonna be there, but it's like some guy doing Kanye West songs or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, so I guess every time he does a Kanye West song, so they call him Kanye West or whatever, and they'll like name people whoever they like impersonate or whatever, you know. But it's pretty cool. But you've probably seen a lot of artists and groups and shit come and go too, eh?
Yeah, definitely. I can't remember a lot of them, unfortunately, but yeah, I definitely seen a lot of people come and go. A lot of people trying to do their thing and hoping to become famous or whatever. You know, I'm really generalizing, but a lot of people trying to get on and never seeing them again, unfortunately. I had some people come to the show. Well, a lot of people came to the show to play their music. These guys from Montreal was a memorable one. They came in and they came with their 12-inch and gave me copies of the vinyl, the 12-inch vinyl. And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. You know, what's up? It's nice to meet you, blah, 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 real quick. Took their vinyl, slapped it on the turntables, and I just started cutting the shit out of it. And they were standing at the door watching me do this. And then next thing I know, okay, we're done the show. They've been on, they've talked, whatever, and they're gone. Nice to meet you. Everything was cool. I'll see you at the club afterwards because we went to Babylon. And I think they were opening act for somebody else, maybe. I don't remember. But I get down there and, hey, what's up? Lots of people there. And I go to the bar to get a drink, and they come over and, oh, what do you want? And I'll get this. And then the bartender comes back and, oh, your drinks are on the house. I'm like, yeah, I didn't order 2 or 3 or whatever they gave. I think they gave me two beers instead of just the one. And the bartender said, oh, no, it's from those dudes down at the end. And I'm looking over on those dudes. And I look, and it was those guys that brought in their 12-inch vinyl. Oh, nice. So didn't pay, grabbed my beers, and I go down to them, and I'm like, you didn't have to do that. Why'd you do that? Like, no, you don't understand. We've been touring and we've been going and stopping at all different kinds of radio stations and, you know, meeting DJs. You were the only one that took our vinyl, slapped it on, and you just started cutting the shit out of it. So thank you. This is like the least we can do is buy you a couple of beers. Thank you so much, because nobody else did that for us. Oh, okay, cool.
Nice.
It's now God knows how many years later, and I'm regurgitating this story to you. So it meant a lot to me too, hearing them tell me that. But then on the flip side of the coin, I have guys come down, and I feel terrible because I'm kind of wondering if I crushed their dreams or something. They came in, they do their thing, and for whatever reason, I decided, I'm gonna say something. Normally I wouldn't. I'd keep my mouth shut, and I'm not being asked questions, so I'm not gonna, you know, overextend my, like over say anything. And I was smoking at the time, smoking cigarette, and we go out, we're having a smoke, and we're chit chatting, and I said, you guys didn't ask me, you know, what I actually thought of your music. I'm like, no. I said, I kind of noticed a lot of people don't do that, so, you know, that's why I'm bringing it up. And they're like, well, what did you think? I'm like, honestly, I wasn't really feeling it. I didn't like it. And, you know, I kind of told them what I thought without being, you know, too harsh. And anyways, my point in saying all that is I never saw those guys again, ever. I never, ever saw them again, to the best of my memory. And I hope I didn't, you know, crush them or whatever, like, you know, put them down, and that they, no, fuck, you know, we're done or whatever. I wish they would have come back harder or stronger. But honestly, I just wasn't really feeling it. I wasn't feeling a lot of people that came in. You know, no offense to them, but it just wasn't for me.
If you gotta
be real.
Exactly. And it's like, if you want to be an artist, you're going to get told no a million times more than you're going to get told yes, right? So if they're not the kind of people that can handle that kind of what is supposed to be constructive criticism, then they probably weren't meant to be doing it anyways, right? So maybe you just hurried the process along.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Who likes being that, you know, sort of nasty? I don't like being nasty to anybody. So I guess that's why I always kind of wondered, is that what, you know, happened? I spoke up and said, I'm not really feeling your stuff. It's not very good. And then that was it. They were done.
Yeah, I'd either crushed their dreams and they didn't do it anymore, or they just didn't want to fuck with you anymore or something, you know?
I don't know. But anyway, there's the flip side of the coin.
Honesty is the best, though, because I've had people send me their music. There's a couple guys in Toronto that, like, I kind of... They just reached out to me and said, I'm going to send you some music. I'll just I said, okay, man, like I'll keep up with your career and shit and whatever. I'll help you out in any way. I got a guy hooked up with a studio and shit like that. And another guy with a videographer and stuff. But my point is that they'll send me shit. And like the one dude sent me like 5 songs in a row. And the one song was fucking banger. And then the next couple songs, he said too, he's like, they're not really finished. They're just kind of like shittily like recorded. They're not mixed and mastered. But at the same time, I'm like, your flow and shit. I'm like, it's just, and I first like hesitate. I'm like, do I say anything to this guy? I'm like, fuck, I don't know, man. I'm like, I don't want to be a dick, but at the same time, I don't fuck with how he said that, And I'm like, man, even if you just took out like a word here just to make it fit better and shit, whatever. So I explained this all to him. And he was like, man, honestly, he's like, I've never had anyone tell me anything like that. He's like, you not only told me what you didn't like, but you told me like how to fix it or whatever. And he's like, whether I take your advice or not, he's like, the fact that you actually were honest with me or whatever, he's like, I like that. So then the next dude that sent me some shit, I was like, man, I'm like, I'm going to tell you, because I learned that from the last dude. I'm like, I'm going to tell you, I don't like this. I don't like your hook on this song. Change these things, And he said the same thing. He's like, dude, he's like, I appreciate you saying something, man. He's like, because no one ever really says anything, So at the same time, like maybe you did crush the kids or like whatever, and maybe it is a shitty situation or whatever. But like at the same time, it's better to be honest,
No, I think so too.
Especially with someone like you, I would give a lot of credit or put like merit to their words. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, thanks.
True that.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean? Like, you obviously fucking listen to a lot of music. Like you said earlier, you go through a lot of music and you either put it on your show or you don't. And like, I used to be pretty closed-minded. Like, I didn't listen to anybody that was associated with G-Unit because I didn't like 50 Cent. Now, I fucking love the game. I love fucking, I mix their names up now. It's either Lloyd Banks or,
Tony.
I think it's Lloyd. Yeah, I think it's Lloyd Banks though. Yeah. But either way, now I fuck with them. I'm like, oh man, they're actually really good. And I'm like, where were they all my life? I'm like, but it was because I didn't give them that chance. I was just like, fuck them, they're G-Unit or whatever, right? But like my point is though, is that I feel like you give that chance to everybody, like to listen to everything.
I try to. It's tough. I mean, in a sense, I kind of go by beat. And I go by lyrics, and I find it's easier to judge by beat and then listening really quickly to the lyrics, because I for example, let's say I get once a month I get about 300 tracks. It takes such a long time to listen to 300 tracks that I'm in the habit of basically the 5-second rule. I'll listen to 5 seconds. If I'm not feeling it in 5 seconds, bye-bye. It's gone. It's getting moved to the side.
But like, if it has a long intro, will you skip into it a bit?
I'll skip into some things. You know what? Not some. Most things, yes, I will skip into it, and then I'll listen partway in. And I do the same thing, though, 5 seconds. And if I'm not feeling it, it gets pushed to the side. Now, I've been back through things, and, I skipped this. And I've listened again, and okay, it's not that bad. It's all right. It's dope. But it's a tough process because it's so time consuming, and I don't have that much time to go through stuff. So I do my best, and I go through literally like 300 tracks, and I'm trying to get through 300 tracks thoroughly, not just 5 seconds, but thoroughly listen to this stuff, once a month. Like I get 300 once a month. Let me try and listen to them once a month. But it's tough because I'm not only doing 300, I'm also doing other stuff as well. Trying to
take you 2 weeks to listen to that.
Right? Well, who's got that kind of time? I mean, you guys are working 9 to 5? Like, I don't know. Start doing the math. Start thinking about it. You got wives. You got kids.
Yeah.
If so, good luck.
No, yeah, true that, man.
It's
Well,
tough.
I've actually been making a point to try and listen to more like new music and local music and shit. Because like I watched the No Jumper podcast out of LA there, and okay, so they're like hip hop podcasts or whatever.
Okay,
but they do a lot of like they kind of like bring the underground rappers like into the like limelight or whatever. 'Cause they'll have people that like people have never fucking heard of, but they're big like around there or something, right? But anyways, they were talking about so the guy was saying, he's like, it was the anniversary of Prodigy's death, and he listened to like some Mobb Deep song or whatever, right? And his girlfriend said to him, she's like, this is the first time since we started dating that you've played any music that didn't come out today, like old music and shit.
Oh, wow.
And he was saying, he's like, it kind of made me think like, holy shit. He's like, I really do listen to like whatever, like he'll wake up in the morning and listen to any of the new shit that came out to the artists that he follows and shit, right? And like local shit. And so whenever I saw that, I'm like, oh, it kind of made me think, I'm like, man, I'm like, instead of me listening to the same fucking 300 songs that I have downloaded on my Spotify that are like all fucking, you know, old rappers and shit and whatever, I should be listening to like keep up with, you know, like say, like I said, like local artists or like just new shit going on. So I've been making a point to listen to it, but it's like, man, I hear this album came out, like I start listening to it, but this other album came out, so I start listening to that. I'm like, oh, well, this guy put out this single, so I listen to that. Oh, this video came out, and I never really get to listen to all of it. I'm like catching little bits of everything.
Yeah.
But I try to keep up to date on some of the new shit. Do you fuck with any new hip hop or anything like that?
For whatever reason, I was just thinking about Devin the Dude. Did you know he just released a new album?
I didn't know that, actually.
Brand new album just went up last weekend. I skimmed through it real quick. I need to do another quick skim. I didn't mind some of it, but some of it, he's very stylistic, so I kind of feel like it's one of those albums that you would need to just, you know, blaze and listen to, and you probably appreciate it more. I stopped blazing like 20 years ago. I do think about doing it again, but I kind of feel like it's just it's very particular. But I did like a couple of joints for sure. Who else? I don't even know. I always have trouble thinking of particular names because I keep seeing so many different names. Ab-Soul's in my head for some reason, but I don't even know if I'm just thinking of the name. I don't know if he's got anything new. No, I'm still having a little bit of a tough time with the names. Who is it? Not Mickey Fax. Oh man, Joel's been around for a minute. I've been listening to some of my older shows from last year, maybe the last few years, and Joel popped up, and I thought to myself, Joel Ortiz, he hasn't released anything for a little while. Still there? Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting low battery. Anyway, Joel Ortiz, I really, really, really like. He hasn't had anything for a minute. I can't think of anybody. It's terrible. But
man, I'm bad with names.
Too many tracks, too many artists.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Especially like you said, like 300 a month, like that. Like
when you go through
it all, and then you got to try and remember those ones to like fucking look them up or say them or whatever, you know.
Well, with my show, I'm gonna try and be better on the microphone, and I'm gonna try and give out a little bit more information about the stuff that I'm playing, as opposed to, like I said earlier, right now all I'm really doing is an intro and an outro. You know, thanks for tuning in, thanks for listening. So I want to be better, and it'll help me if I'm giving out a bit more information on the show about the stuff that I'm playing. Then that'll also in turn help me, because then I'm getting it in my brain, I'm regurgitating it, and so
you learn it more.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, I just figured I wanted to ask you that because I figured like I know that you're very old school boom bap type shit, and I know that the whole like rap scene and whatever has kind of taken a shit as for like new artists and stuff like that. So I figured that'd be good because I'm like, oh, maybe he'll know something I don't, you know. I will say though, Devin the Dude, I heard about Devin the Dude from T-Pain.
Oh,
T-Pain
yeah.
has a song where he
Really?
says something about like something about like the way he's dressed. Like he's like, I'm wearing like this type of outfit and I got 40 chains on, just like Devin the Dude or something like that. But I was like, who's this Devin the Dude guy? So this would have been fucking, I don't know, maybe early 2000s. But yeah, so I looked it up. I'm like, oh, Devin the Dude. I'm like, what the fuck? So then I got put onto him from T-Pain. So it was weird because he's actually like older rapper too.
He came here. Devin the Dude came here.
Where did he perform?
He was at Babylon. I remember because I was backstage with him.
No way.
Yeah. It was a long time ago. Yeah, it was dope. It was a good concert.
Fuck, you probably get lots of perks and shit like that, eh? Going backstage and shit.
Yes and no. Yeah. Well, you end up you meet so many different people. So like if you guys were bringing people here and we were connecting all the time, or you booked me the DJ, well, yeah, then I get to meet a lot of people. Papoose came here, and I knew the guy that brought Papoose, and me and my boy went back. Ill Real and I went back. Ill Real went back there, and I followed. But apparently what we heard is they had problems in Montreal. I don't know what happened, but they had problems in Montreal. Then they came to Ottawa. And because they had problems in Montreal, when Ill Real and I went backstage, they were all over us. Hey, you can't be back here. You can't be back here. And they were trying to push us out. And I said to him, I just want to drop. And I was looking over at Papoose, who was staring, but they basically, no, you got to leave. So we did, and never got a drop from him, but whatever. Devin, I can't remember who he came with, but I remember I was thinking about that, well, probably last weekend when I was listening to his album, that he came here. Who else? The Alcoholics. Years and years ago, somebody brought them to Barrymore's, and I went as a concert goer, and they gave out all these stickers, and I remember I was holding the stickers up, and I was like a couple rows back or whatever, and somebody took the stickers from my hand, and Exhibit was there. He came, and he's doing his track, and he's going around, and he's shaking people's hands. I shook Exhibit's hands. So, oh fuck, that's dope. After the show, I don't remember how the hell I ended up at CHUO, but I did. And I think, you know what? It must have been Monday because it was LK. They end up at CHUO. I end up down there. LK wanted to go and do something. He said, oh, Ducats, can you go on the decks? I'm like, yeah, sure. Alcoholics are in the Studio B, like the mic room kind of. They start freestyling. So I had to spin some instrumentals for them. Another, mind-blowing moment. What, 25 years ago, however long ago it was. I bring it up, though. Well, yeah, where's that? Yeah, exactly. Where is that tape? I brought them up, though, because it was Babylon that reminded, and you guys are saying Perks. They brought Alcoholics again. They came to Babylon, and I was the concert DJ. So I ended up backstage. They were back there. I think I was talking to J-Ro, asking him if he lived in France for some reason, because I think I'd read that he moved to France. And I think he said yes. He confirmed, yeah, he did move to France. And next thing I know, I don't know if it was then or later on in the night, but J-Ro, Tash, and the producer DJ were all in the back alley, and Mikey took a picture of us. So, hey, another dope moment. Got a picture of myself with the Alcoholics. There was a lot of dope nights like that. was good. It was fun.
Fucking right, man. Yeah, that'd be sick though. Also too, just because you said at some point there you're like, yo, Ducats, like go spin some shit. The most obvious question that I fucking forgot to ask so much earlier in the show, but DJ Ducats, is Ducats what I think it is?
What do you mean?
Is it from like dollars? Like it's like money or something, right?
It's money.
Okay.
Somebody gave me that name back in 92, 93.
Wow.
I was in a group back then that ended up didn't really do anything. bit of a well, it kind of did, but didn't. Anyway, I was in a group called 3 Grand, and it was a little bit of a concept group. One of the Clarence Gruff, which I'm assuming you guys don't remember them either. That's fine. One of them came and gave us all names. So they were all money names. It was Banks, Trump, Bugsy, and DJ Ducats. And for whatever reason, DJ Ducats stuck. I've always hated the name. I still hate the name to this day. And I hate the way I spell it. For whatever reason, way back then, I decided I'm going to spell it like the dictionary spelling and not do it phonetically, which I always felt, played against me because everybody says Ducats. But that's okay. I do cats proper.
Nice, man. I like that. But no, I remember whenever I was a kid, man, I asked my parents, I'm like, what's Ducats? Like, what's that? And they explained to me, and they're like, where'd you hear that? And I'm like, it's this DJ. Like,
if you go look it up in the dictionary. I think it's a 16th century or 18th century gold coin from Italy or Greece.
Yeah.
I
think I saw somebody selling Ducats on one of the pawn shop shows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, or they had like one or something, or whatever.
Mm.
But yeah, no, it's crazy, man. Because that's actually something. I mean, I figured that's what it was, right? But that's something I definitely wanted to ask.
That's exactly.
Yeah, like I said, you've seen a lot of artists come and go and whatever, but you've also seen, like you said, Tom Green. Fucking, I'm sure you were around at the point of Half Size Giants, like making it big at the start and shit. So there's probably been a lot of artists that come through, or not come through here, but that from Ottawa that blew up and shit. So you've probably seen lots of careers come and go. But what are some of your favorite artists from the city through the years, man?
Some of my favorite artists. I always liked 9 Planets. 9 Planets was DL Incognito, and then God Bless. He goes by these days, but God Bless was in 9 Planets. Mic Check was always dope. Boz I worked with. I still think Boz is dope. Nextra, Attorney, who made a name for herself. Attorney is also a member of Nextra. Pretty much every time Attorney has come to town, she always asks me to go and DJ for her, real honor. Who else? I don't know. Working with Greg has been, an honor. Greg from Organized Rhyme.
We had him on the show there.
Nice.
Yeah, way back.
You know what? J.O. I always liked J.O. Patience. I didn't know Bender so well before he passed. I was actually trying to reconnect with Bender, I think about 6 months before he passed away. I was reaching out to him online. I was saying, hey, come to the station and talking to him a little bit. But, of course, he was in Montreal. Who else? I mentioned the Clarence Gruff, but that's gone way, way back. Who else? I don't know. There's been a bunch of different people that I've worked with that unfortunately came and went, but it was a real pleasure working with them. They were just classy, classy guys, classy dudes. So
yeah. I see you got
good.
some pretty big names too, doing your shout out for you and shit. There's a Method Man and shit like that, I heard.
Method? Nah. I haven't played my Method Man drop in years because I lost it.
Oh, no way, no.
No, I had a Method Man and Redman drop, but that went missing. Yeah, no, I got a bunch of different drops. Most of them I met, and then I just asked them flat out if they do one for me. Some of them I got them to like send it to me, and then others, because of the different things and different channels and networks I'm in, they just sent them to me, which was dope. I got to get new ones. That's what I was thinking about this week anyway.
So I don't really know a whole lot about the Ottawa hip hop scene, like in the past days. Like, really, man, I've just been like going to shows like in the last, I don't know, maybe like 3 years or 4 years. And then we kind of picked up. In my mind, I feel like the scene's been kind of like blowing up in the last year or two in Ottawa. But again, you've been around for a lot of it. Is that just my take on it because I'm new to it? I'm kind of seeing it blow up, or is it really bigger than it's been before? You know.
You know what? I don't even know. I don't really look at things that way. It is what it is. It's in the eyes of the beholder. I don't know. I honestly, I'm not sure. I'm a little bit segregated because I do radio and I'm kind of on my own and I do my own thing. Right. I'm a little out of the loop when it comes to like local events, local shows and groups and so forth. I mean, I still get some people that I end up bumping into or they send me stuff. This guy, Jai, his name's Jeff. I'm trying to remember what Jai, just another individual. Nice. I like him. He's dope. He's a barber, but he's doing some nice stuff. He's slowly sort of building. He has a studio on Bank Street. I went there a few months ago real quick. And anyways, he's building things up. Bless is charting because Bless has got his stuff into the hands of marketers and they're pushing it to DJs like across the continent. So not just Canada or Ottawa, but the States as well. And he just posted up that he's number 5 on the Rap Attack chart, which in the underground hip hop world that's a pretty big deal in my eyes anyway. So that's good. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Not sure.
That's all good. Were you ever like whenever you're chilling with Tom Green and shit doing the show and shit, did you like you guys hang out and shit other than doing the show, like skateboard and shit like that?
Oh no. I met him at a party and I met him through that mutual friend. And then I don't know how much time went by. The mutual friend called me up and said, "Oh, can you come and help Tom?" But no, it was different. It was a lot different. Like, I don't know. I was 16, 17 at the time. And it was different being around him. He was in his own world, and it just kind of felt like, don't get in the way. Not that he would. Don't take that the wrong way. It was just you knew you were. I always felt like I knew I was around somebody great. Somebody. What's that saying? You know what I'm trying to say. He was different. He was he was different. But he would come do his thing and then he was gone. We went and played. Remember? You don't remember. He used to go on during the show at one point in the summertime, and he said, "Oh, all of us are going to go down to Parliament Hill and we're going to play soccer after the show." So 2:30 in the morning. Well, one time we went and a whole bunch of people showed up and we played soccer at 2:30 in the morning on Parliament Hill. And security and the cops were just sitting there at their post or watching, and it was fine. And that was the quietest I'd ever heard Tom. The only thing I heard him say was, "Oh, I'm open," or "pass," or whatever. No, he was super quiet. But no, he was different. He was cool, but he was different.
I just was thinking of that because I was like, well, you know, you were doing the show with him, so I just wasn't sure if you guys were on that level or what.
No, not at that point. Like I said, I was young, and we were just there to help out with the phones. He usually came in, did his thing. Hey, what's up? You know, went and did the show, and then when it was over, hey, thanks guys, have a good night, and he was gone. Like we didn't know each other that well. Anyway, yeah, long time ago.
So yeah, I hate this Zoom thing, man, because it's like, you know, we don't get to have you right in the studio, and like we don't get to vibe together and shit like that. So I feel like it kind of takes away from the whole chilling out and shit, whatever. But I feel like you said your phone's dying and shit.
Yeah, and that's what I was just about to say. Is
okay.
It's almost cooked. So thank you very, very much for having me on. I really appreciate it. And yeah, man,
thanks for calling in. We appreciate you, and we'll definitely in the future we'll have to have you come through the actual studio. We'll chill out,
I'd love
catch
to.
a vibe, and we have some lightning round questions we'll ask you next time you come through.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, man, cool.
All right, guys, thanks a lot.
Okay, peace, man. Have a good one. Peace, thanks a lot, eh?
Later.
All right.
Oh, wait. Here we go. There we go. Zach here.
Reset this.
Sorry, I was just got a text message. Yeah, no, actually, you know what's funny is I was leading up to asking the questions, and then I was gonna ask him how dead is your phone, you know, and he's like, I was just about to say that like time to go.
Yeah.
So I figured we'll ask him next time.
Yeah, I saw his phone drop out again after that, so I thought it had died. I thought it had died.
Well, that's so. The second time I was like, oh, it's over.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
that was good though.
But yeah,
awesome. DJ Ducats.
I just got to remember. Oh yeah, I just got to remember to send him that Einstein's taken off thing. Yeah, DJ Ducats has left the building. Fucking thanks to him for coming out. That was fucking sick. I guess there's no better time than now to tune out and get the fuck out of here.
I guess so.
I gotta make a one like real bad, but okay. Well, thanks to all our fucking fans and everybody tuning in and shit. I also want to say thanks to our sponsors at Greengrass Oasis from Pickwacknagon, Ontario. You can also find them at Tyndonega, Shannonville, and ggoasis.ca. Gang, baby, yeah. This is the 4G Audio Podcast, and I'm Styles the Prophet.
I'm B Show.
And I'm Jonesy.
And we're the Basement Weirdos. Gang. Peace out, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Peace.
Oh!
Catch y'all in the next one.
And we're out.
Sorry.